You won't believe the truth behind Ranveer Singh's so-called luxury lifestyle. When people see Ranveer, they assume it's all luxury, extravagance, and an over-the-top lifestyle. But the truth behind his life is completely different from what most people imagine. We're diving deep into his world, breaking down his income streams, major endorsements, the truth behind his celebrity luxury, and the strategy behind his bold personal brand. Drawing insights from Celebrity Net Worth, People Magazine, and The Hollywood Reporter, we'll reveal the gap between his real wealth and the image you see. So stick around to uncover what his ultra-luxury lifestyle is really all about. Everyone thinks they understand Ranveer until you look closer. Step into any room he enters, and it's impossible not to notice him. Neon suits, printed cords, gender-fluid silhouettes, oversized sunglasses. His fashion doesn't whisper, it shouts. Ranveer's wardrobe feels less like clothing and more like performance art, where every outfit is designed to disrupt expectations. One day, he's channeling retro Bollywood flamboyance. The next, he's pushing boundaries with avant-garde streetwear. In a world where many celebrities play it safe, he chooses boldness every single time, and that bold fashion becomes his first statement to the world. Unforgettable, unapologetic, and impossible to ignore. But the clothes are only the beginning. His personality matches the volume of his style. Interviews, red carpets, talk shows. He brings an explosive, almost electric energy wherever he goes. He laughs louder, moves faster, and reacts bigger than anyone else in the room. It's the kind of presence that turns even ordinary appearances into moments people remember. Whether he's hyping up a crowd or dancing mid-interview, there's a sense that he's always on, always performing, always giving people something to talk about. And talk they do. Social media has amplified his persona into something viral. Clips of his antics, outfits, and spontaneous moments spread rapidly, turning him into a constant fixture online. Memes, fan edits, trending hashtags. Ranveer isn't just a movie star anymore. He's a digital phenomenon. His public presence feels larger than life, carefully feeding into an image that thrives on attention and conversation. At first glance, it all seems chaotic, too loud, too extravagant, too much. But look again, and a pattern begins to emerge. Every outfit, every viral moment, every burst of energy aligns perfectly with a consistent image. This is not accidental, it's branding. Ranveer has crafted a persona that cuts through the noise of celebrity culture by becoming the noise itself. His loud luxury image isn't just about expensive clothes or high visibility. It's about commanding attention in a way that few others can. And that raises the real question. If everything we see is so bold and exaggerated, what's actually behind it? In an industry full of stars, Ranveer didn't just aim to shine. He made sure no one could look away. When he entered Bollywood, he wasn't the typical leading man. He didn't fit neatly into the polished, predictable mold that defined many actors before him. Instead of blending in, Ranveer leaned into what made him different. His eccentricity, his fearless energy, his willingness to take risks both on and off screen. While others carefully curated a safe image, he went in the opposite direction, turning unpredictability into his biggest advantage. Standing out in Bollywood isn't easy, but he made it his entire strategy. And it worked, because in a sea of talented actors, being good isn't enough. You have to be remembered. He understood this early. He didn't just want audiences to watch his films. He wanted them to talk about him long after the credits rolled. Whether it was a jaw-dropping outfit, an unfiltered interview, or a spontaneous viral moment, he created touch points that stuck in people's minds. He became not just an actor, but an experience, someone audiences could instantly recognize, even from a single clip or photo. There's a deliberate psychology behind it. Familiarity builds connection, but memorability builds dominance. His larger-than-life persona ensures that he's always part of the conversation, even when he doesn't have a film releasing. He doesn't disappear between projects. He amplifies his presence. Every public appearance becomes an opportunity to reinforce his identity, making his brand feel constant and unavoidable. Because here's the reality most people overlook. In a crowded industry, attention is currency, and he knows exactly how to earn it. While others compete through traditional routes, box office numbers, critical acclaim, he plays a parallel game, one where visibility and recall are just as valuable as performance. He understands that the more people notice you, the more opportunities come your way. Endorsements, collaborations, global recognition. So what looks like chaos is actually calculated. What feels spontaneous is often strategic. Ranveer didn't just build a career, he built a brand designed to dominate attention. And once you see it that way, you realize every move he makes is part of a much bigger plan. Keep watching to find out what that bigger plan is. If you think Ranveer makes most of his money from movies alone, you're only seeing half the picture. His journey in films has been nothing short of explosive. From his breakout in Band Baaja Barat to powerhouse performances in Bajirao Mastani, Padmaavat, and Gully Boy, he has consistently proven his range and box office pull. Each role didn't just elevate his acting credentials, it significantly increased his market value. Big budget productions, profit-sharing deals, and premium fees placed him among Bollywood's highest earners. And by the time he reached his latest 2026 blockbuster, Durandar, The Revenge, he wasn't just an actor in the film. He was a brand that helped sell it. His presence alone could influence opening numbers, streaming deals, and global distribution value. But here's where things get interesting. While films built his foundation, they're no longer his primary income driver. Behind the scenes, a much larger revenue engine is at work. He is one of the most sought-after faces for endorsements in India. His endorsement portfolio is where the real financial engine kicks in. He has partnered with major brands like Adidas, Head & Shoulders, Manyavar, Thumbs Up, and Ching Secret, each carefully aligned with different facets of his personality. Whether it's high-energy sports campaigns, quirky food ads, or stylish fashion endorsements, he adapts seamlessly, making brands feel larger than life through his presence. These aren't just one-off advertisements. He has entered into long-term brand deals and ambassador roles that span multiple years and platforms. For example, his association with Manyavar goes beyond simple promotions. He became the face of wedding fashion campaigns, appearing in cinematic ad series that run across TV, digital, and social media. His deal with Adidas connects him to global streetwear culture, while partnerships with brands like Thumbs Up position him in high-budget, action-driven commercials designed to go viral. These collaborations often include exclusivity clauses, performance bonuses, and cross-platform appearances, significantly increasing their value. And this is where the biggest misconception lies. Most of his income doesn't come from what you think. It's not just the films or the red carpet appearances. It's the business ecosystem built around his visibility. Every headline, every viral outfit, every high-energy moment feeds into a brand machine that companies are willing to invest millions in. In reality, Ranveer isn't just earning as an actor, he's monetizing attention itself. Make sure to watch all the way through to find out what are the sources of his real wealth. The flashiest parts of Ranveer's life might be the least important to his actual wealth. From the outside, it's easy to assume his money is tied up in designer outfits and high-profile appearances, but the real story is far more strategic. Look at his real estate portfolio. Ranveer owns a stunning Bandra quadruplex in Mumbai, a multi-level luxury residence in one of India's most elite neighborhoods, known for sky-high property values and celebrity neighbors. He's also invested in an Alibag villa, a coastal getaway often favored by India's ultra-wealthy, where land value continues to rise as demand for private retreat grows. Add to that a premium apartment in Prabhadevi, another upscale Mumbai locality, and you start to see a pattern. These aren't random purchases. They're carefully chosen assets in locations with strong long-term appreciation potential. But real estate is only part of the equation. He has also been quietly building a portfolio of startup and equity investments that reflect a shift from celebrity to businessman. He's associated with ventures like Super U and Bold Care, tapping into India's rapidly growing health and wellness market. At the same time, he's connected to high-growth consumer brands like Sugar Cosmetics, Boat, and Epigamia, companies that have built massive youth appeal and strong market presence. What makes these investments powerful is the structure behind them. Instead of just endorsing, he often aligns himself in ways that go beyond visibility, through equity stakes or deeper brand partnerships. That means as these companies grow, so does his wealth, independent of his film career or public appearances. It's a quieter game, but one with far bigger long-term rewards, and this is where the illusion begins to break, because what you see versus what actually builds wealth are two completely different things. The public sees bold outfits, viral moments, and an extravagant lifestyle, the loud luxury that dominates headlines. But those are often part of his branding engine, designed to capture attention and maintain relevance. What actually builds wealth happens behind the scenes. Real estate that appreciates over time, equity in fast-growing companies, and strategic financial decisions that compound year after year. Ranveer doesn't just spend money, he positions it. And once you understand that, you realize the loudest parts of his life are just the cover, not the core. You'll want to know what people get wrong about how he conducts his life? Trust me. What most people misunderstand about Ranveer is the assumption that every luxury item he wears or shows off is something he actually paid for and owns outright. On the surface, his lifestyle looks like a constant flow of high-end consumption, designer outfits, luxury accessories, bold fashion statements, and headline-grabbing appearances. It creates the impression of unlimited personal spending, as if every piece is purchased, owned, and permanently part of his wardrobe. But in reality, the world of celebrity styling works very differently. A large portion of what he wears is sponsored. Luxury fashion brands often provide outfits for appearances, magazine shoots, film promotions, and red carpet events. These pieces are not bought. They are lent in exchange for visibility. When he steps out in experimental couture or rare designer pieces, it is frequently part of a curated collaboration between stylists, designers, and fashion houses seeking global attention. The goal isn't ownership, it's exposure. Then there are items that are loaned through long-term styling relationships. High-profile celebrities like him often work with fashion teams who have access to luxury archives and brand partnerships. Watches, jewelry, and statement pieces are frequently borrowed for specific appearances and returned afterward. What looks like a personal collection is often a rotating wardrobe built for impact, not possession. And then comes the strategic layer. Every appearance is intentional. Every outfit is designed to create conversation, trend online, and reinforce a carefully built public image. Nothing is random. The loud colors, unconventional silhouettes, and dramatic styling choices are not just fashion. They are marketing tools. They keep him relevant, searchable, and constantly discussed in an industry where attention moves fast and fades even faster. This leads to a crucial misunderstanding. The point is not everything you see is owned. In celebrity culture, perception is often more valuable than possession. What matters is not whether an item belongs permanently to the celebrity, but whether it generates impact in the moment it is seen. Ranveer's image thrives in this system. He doesn't need to own every luxury piece he wears. He only needs to make it unforgettable while he has it. So, while the public sees spending, ownership, and excess, the reality is more calculated. It's a cycle of collaboration, borrowing, and branding, where luxury is not always about buying more, but about being seen wearing it at exactly the right time. What we reveal to be his real lifestyle might just throw you off balanced. Everything you see in the life of Ranveer isn't just lifestyle, but a carefully engineered marketing machine. At first glance, his outfits seem like pure self-expression. Neon suits, experimental silhouettes, gender-fluid fashion, oversized accessories, and unpredictable combinations. Each appearance feels designed to shock, impress, or entertain. But there's a deeper pattern underneath it all. His outfits are not just fashion choices, they are attention triggers. Every public appearance becomes a visual event, something people stop scrolling for, screenshot, and share. In a digital world where attention lasts seconds, Ranveer has mastered the art of making people look twice. And that attention is not accidental. It's the foundation of his entire brand value. Because in today's celebrity economy, attention is the currency that everything else is built on. The more people talk about you, the more valuable you become to brands, media houses, filmmakers, and advertisers. Ranveer's consistent ability to dominate timelines, trend on social media, and spark conversation means he is always in demand. His visibility doesn't fade between film releases. It stays alive through fashion, interviews, appearances, and viral moments. This is where the strategy becomes clear. His lifestyle is not separate from his career. It is the engine that powers it. Every bold outfit increases his media coverage. Every viral clip boosts his digital footprint. Every public appearance reinforces his identity as someone impossible to ignore. And that constant attention translates directly into brand value, allowing him to command higher endorsement fees, premium collaborations, and long-term partnerships. But the most important shift is this: the lifestyle is the product. In traditional celebrity culture, films were the product and fame was the byproduct. But in his case, the equation has flipped. His personality, fashion choices, and public behavior are not just expressions of who he is, they are what he sells. Brands don't just hire him for acting talent, they hire him for the attention he guarantees. Filmmakers don't just cast him for performance, they cast him for the buzz he generates. Even his so-called extravagant lifestyle functions like a content stream. It keeps him relevant in a crowded industry where silence equals invisibility. The outfits, the energy, the unpredictability, they all work together as a continuous marketing cycle that never really stops. When you look at Ranveer, you're not just seeing a celebrity living loudly, you're watching a carefully built system where lifestyle, branding, and attention all merge into one powerful product. Is he really living this ultra-luxury life? Or is something else going on? The ultra-luxury life you see from Ranveer isn't really about excess at all, but about strategy. The first thing most people miss: celebrity luxury isn't just about wealth, it's about positioning. In today's entertainment world, what matters is not just how rich someone is, but how they are perceived. His image, his bold outfits, high-energy appearances, and viral moments isn't simply a reflection of spending power. It's a carefully constructed position in the cultural spotlight, designed to keep him relevant, desirable, and constantly in demand. And that leads to the second truth. What you're seeing is not just lifestyle, it's a carefully designed image that makes him more money. Every public appearance, every fashion statement, every headline-worthy moment feeds into a larger ecosystem. That visibility drives brand deals, increases endorsement value, strengthens negotiation power, and keeps him at the center of media attention. In other words, the luxury is not just consumption, it's conversion. Attention turns into income. To understand this clearly, you have to break it down into 3 layers of wealth. First is real wealth. This includes actual assets, earnings from films, endorsements, investments, and real estate. This is the foundation, the part that truly builds long-term financial security. Second is visible wealth, the cars, clothes, accessories, and public displays of luxury. This is what the world sees. It creates perception, fuels curiosity, and builds the illusion of endless spending. But visible wealth is often temporary, borrowed, or strategically used for appearances rather than permanent ownership. Third is strategic wealth, and this is the most powerful layer. This includes branding, influence, and attention capital. It's the ability to turn personality into profit, to convert public interest into financial opportunity. This is where he operates at a different level entirely. His personality itself becomes a monetizable asset, attracting brands, partnerships, and media value that far exceed traditional income streams. When you put all of this together, the picture becomes much clearer. Ranveer isn't just living a luxury lifestyle, he's using it as a business tool. Every bold choice, every viral moment, every appearance is part of a larger system designed to amplify his value in the entertainment economy. The real lessons hidden in plain sight. Don't compare your life to appearances, because appearances are often curated for impact, not truth. Understand how image is used to create income, especially in the world of fame and media. And most importantly, focus on real value, not visible luxury, because what builds lasting success is not what looks expensive, but what actually grows over time. Head to the next video for more lessons from the lifestyle of another rich and famous celebrity.